In today's news, residents demand justice and transparency in recent police decision. Caller says politicians blocking locals from top roles. Culture Month activities heat up with FUNGI Fest at PIER Park, and Minister says over 4,000 living with diabetes, many undiagnosed. These and more stories after a word from our sponsors.
At Higher BVI, we're not just about business. We're about empowering lives, and that is because we aspire to inspire. By choosing us, you're supporting a company that believes in equal opportunities, diversity, and community growth. Our mission goes beyond profit. It's about providing HR solutions, fostering talent, and leaving a positive impact. Join us in building a better future, a better BVI. Choose Higher BVI, where your support isn't just a transaction, it's a transformation. Together, we're changing lives in these beautiful Virgin Islands.
We mash the gas, them bite the dust. We set the speed while they gathering rust. Inside we heart BVI come first. So please don't be fooled, cause they not like us. Once we mash the gas, them bite the dust. Cause we always fast and we always fuss. If you want real speed, you know who to trust. Somebody better tell them they're not like who? They're not like us. CCT fast, like CCT fast, like CCT just generosity, love the community bad, like CCT first with the 5G. Cause BVI is we.
Welcome to the November 17th edition of 284 News. I am Jaco Wooding Donovan, bringing you the latest out of the British Virgin Islands. Thank you so much for joining us. Residents in the Virgin Islands intensified their demonstrations on Friday, continuing a week of protest against Governor Daniel Pruse's decision to return Acting Commissioner Jacqueline Vanterpool to her substantive role as Deputy Commissioner of Police. More in this report. Scores of residents took to the streets on Friday, continuing a week of demonstrations against Governor Daniel Pruse's decision to return Acting Commissioner of Police Jacqueline Vanterpool to her substantive role as Deputy Commissioner of Police. The protest movement showed no signs of slowing, with speakers issuing increasingly powerful messages aimed directly at the governor. Bishop John Klein, one of the leading voices at Friday's gathering, declared that protesters would not back down until their calls for good governance, justice, fairness, and transparency are heard.
So, Foreign Minister Stephen Daughtry, we ask that you rein in your governor. Mr. Governor Daniel Bruce, check yourself, because if you don't, we will check you. Your unilateral decision to remove Jacqueline Vanterpool as Acting Commissioner of Police against the recommendation of the Police Service Commission usurped their constitutional authority. Your unilateral decision, what you now call a recommendation despite the PSC's express disapproval, reeks with disrespect and is viewed as procedurally improper. Your unilateral removal of the Acting Commissioner of Police without cause offends natural justice.
Yes, yes.
And we know, Your Excellency, we know that the reason that you've given, citing administrative efficiency, does not constitute lawful grounds for Jackie's removal.
Former Speaker of the House Julian Willock also addressed the crowd, warning that the current situation signals a deeper issue which threatens the freedom of the territory. Meanwhile, social commentator Claude Skelton Klein delivered a blunt message directed at both the governor and the United Kingdom. He asserted that it is time for the UK to take its hands off the Virgin Islands, criticizing what he views as colonial overreach. Responding to Governor Pruce's insistence that he is acting within the Constitution, Skelton Klein countered that with the law is broken and immoral in the first place.
The law itself is immoral and unethical.
Yes.
That you can have a population of some 16,000 voting individuals and one somebody can have a supermajority vote and undo what the 16,000 people have said. There's something wrong with that. This is the 21st century. This is the year of our Lord 2025, and still we are showered down with the rains of colonialism. I'm here today with one voice to say to us that enough is enough.
Meanwhile, a caller to the A Look at the Community program has shared the opinion that politicians are making it hard for their own people to get top jobs in the territory. He laid the blame solely at their feet.
How in Ghana name you could tell me you have a country that nobody in Tatola not qualified to go up top? Nobody. You and you have this and Vanderpool, we have to target truth. Who want to get vexed, get vexed. So my same politician them there who created problem for them own BBL and you have there someone you say then bring a guy from Trinidad to be deputy chair, deputy in trade department. When you got so much people in trade department working for almost 15, 20 years, but then overlook them and bring somebody from Trinidad to put deputy chair. Then bring a guy from same Trinidad to run solid waste department, and you got so much people in solid waste department. It BVL and that make them so hard for them own people. No forget 2006, 2007, same deputy premier, Honorable Julian Fraser, and his former premier, Honorable Wells. It went to England against NDP with the Constitution review and to leave the civil servant under the governor. Them, when NDP was trying to limit the governor powers 2006 and 2007 with the Constitution review, them went England and said with the governor, them make them so hard for them own people. Them who make them so hard for their own people, but now he's the deputy premier, enjoying all kind of benefit. But now it be well under them hair suffer, including Honorable Vanderpool. They make them hard, and I go say something else and hang up because I don't want to take no time. You got the same politician them now, some of them telling you could take time off at your job to come and march. But when you're marching against them, they might tell you, oh, the Constitution says you can't do this, you can't do that. You see, you can't be hypocrite. We have to talk it truth. We have to talk it. It can't be when it benefits you, you must do. But when you're against you, you can't do. And them who created problem.
The caller also blamed politicians for pressuring their own people and said it is backfiring now. He shared that the police force will not be as successful because the incoming acting commissioner of police will not get the support from the public. Up next, Culture Month activities heating up with FUNGI Fest, and more stories after a word from our sponsors.
Father Jesus, that line you long like church service.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, son.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut fun people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you? You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
Start the year off with more. More speed, more downloading, more savings, and more fire. CCT Fire Fiber Internet gives you the speed you need to keep the whole family connected. Packages starting at $119 with speeds from 300 megabytes per second, super fast, unlimited downloads, even more reliable connectivity, plus free live streaming TV for the family to enjoy. Sign up for the absolute best fiber internet service in the BVI, CCT Fire, and pay no installation fee. Plus, get CCT Live TV for free. You deserve more. Get more with CCT. Life Unlimited.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. Activities for Culture and Tourism Month 2025 continue, with the most recent being the annual FUNGI Fest, this year held again at the Cyril B. Romney Tortola Pier Park.
Everybody in place? Oh, good evening. Good evening, everybody. Oh, good evening. Good evening, everybody. Oh, good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Music, go. Good evening. Good evening, everybody. The FUNGI Suite. This is a lovely event. I want to thank everybody, every single person here, for coming out to support our culture. Give yourself a round of applause. Big ups to the Lashing Dogs. That was nice. I grew up on the Lashing Dogs. And I'm looking forward to everybody who is coming, including the honeybees. Give the honeybees a round of applause. Nevis Premier was just here in the Virgin Islands. Looked like we had a Nevis invasion. Honorable Mac Brantley was here. And we're looking forward to the Razor Blades. How many people ready for the Razor Blades? Now the Razor Blades, I love the Razor Blades because they're young people who took up the culture. They didn't allow it to die. So big up to Kieran Tadman, big up to Aaron Parolan and all the rest of that group. And we're very much looking forward to Stanley and the 10 Sleepless Nights. Let's give them a round of applause. I was just in the USVI for Friendship Day. And they call it Quelbe down there. They had some sweet Quelbe. Yes. And of course we have the band from St. Martin who will be closing down the event. But this is wonderful. I want to acknowledge the Minister responsible for Culture and Tourism, Honorable Lusat Smith. And I want to acknowledge Alvra Maduru Gaines, who organized this event. Let's give them a round of applause. I told Alvra last year, let's make it bigger and better, and Lord, she come good. Lord, she come good. Thank you, Alvara, for all of the hard work and your whole team. And we already started discussing next year and how we're going to make it even bigger and better. But we're committed to the culture. Thank you for coming and supporting. God bless and enjoy.
As said earlier, we've really been seeking to invest more in music education, especially FUNGI music. Just earlier this year, we purchased $100,000 worth of music equipment because our schools post-hurricanes did not have the tools. And this year, in the next year's budget, we've already committed $125,000. We have raised a little over $30,000 already for the year in addition to that, and our hope is to get that up to $125,000 to make it a massive total of $250,000 for next year. So I'm hopeful that while we bring in our external guests, we're going to revive FUNGI music in our schools from Virgin Gorda to Jos Van Dyke to Tortola to Anegada, and I'm really looking forward to that, as well as the platform and of course our local dances as well. So this event, we see a lot of kids around. They might be playing, but they're also paying attention to the culture. So enjoy, and I look forward to seeing a whole lot more of my schools out next year.
Now, let me explain to you why I'm dressed the way I am. I'm actually representing both British and US Virgin Islands today, because I didn't get a chance to go home and change, so I do apologize. Today was the 51st anniversary of the US BVI Friendship Day. So we were able to go down to the US Virgin Islands and do the usual celebrations. And I found it more fitting to be here now than to go home to change and come back. So I want to bid you all a special good evening on this annual FUNGI Fest. But of course, the FUNGI Fest is just a part of our month of activities. As you know, we have been observing Culture Week since 1994. And then recently we started to have Culture and Tourism Month. Obviously, because culture and tourism go hand in hand, tourism being our second economic pillar and culture being our heritage. And in order for us to attract persons to our destination, we need to be able to showcase to them just who we are as Virgin Islanders. That includes our music, our performing arts in music, dance, drama, our culinary arts, you name it, our literary arts. So Culture and Tourism Month this year, under the theme, Rooted in Culture, Growing Through Tourism. Very fitting. Rooted in Culture, Growing Through Tourism. So we started the week or the month of activities with the BVI Tourist Board and Film Commission with their film festival. And then we also started out with the HLSCC, HL Stout Community College's Literary Festival. That is part of our culture and our heritage. And we've had quite a number of activities going on for the month, which includes, just to give you some ideas, the launch of the Virgin Gorda Book Club. And then, of course, we have our FUNGI Fest. Last night it started in Joss Van Dyke. I heard they blew off the roof. And now we're here. And then we'll continue with Virgin Gorda tomorrow. And then we have some additional activities with the food fair on the 21st of November, and that's going to be at the Noah Lloyd Positive Action Movement Park. And then we're going to close off the month of activities with the annual Lobster Fest in Anegada, the weekend ending the month of activities. And of course, there are other activities in between. But I'd like to say a very special welcome to our visiting FUNGI bands. And of course, they're not named FUNGI Band because, of course, we know some of them call it Rake and Scrake. They may call it Scratch Band. Or our neighbors, they call it the Quail Bay. But it's the same essence of what this FUNGI music is all about. And it's very important for us to showcase our history, our culture, and definitely find ways in which to pass it on to our young people. And I want you to give our young lady that was just singing another round of applause. She looks so comfortable being on stage, singing and having a grand time. And that's what we want to see, our young people engaging in our history, in our culture, so that it will be passed on for generations to come. But before I proceed and say my closing, I'd like to take a moment just to recognize the absence of our late Mrs. Eileen Parsons. I know there are plans to recognize her later on, but I just want to acknowledge her and to say that she's truly missed, because we know she would have been right there in the front, enjoying the FUNGI music and looking forward to her favorite band, and I won't know, and you know who that is, I won't say it. But we also want to recognize those visiting bands from St. Croix, from Nevis and St. Martin. I hope that you are having a grand time, along with our local bands, the Lashing Dogs. I'm not sure if they're performing. They are. The Razor Blades, the Four Strong, and Leon and the Hot Shots. Am I missing anybody? and the Zion Sounds. How could I miss Zion Sounds, my own Zion Sounds?
In the village, Sammy Rhymer. Good in the girl, Miss Dinah. Down in the village, Sammy Rhymer. I say they smiling the young girl's character. Down in the village, Sammy Rhymer. Good in the girl, Miss Dinah. Down in the village, Sammy Rhymer. I say they spoiling the young girl's character. John is coming from Johnny Gat. Cutty is coming from Rotown. Down in the village, Sammy Rhymer. I say only you can make me what I am today. Only you can make me miss you when you're gone. Only you, only you, only you. I never knew another girl sweet, so kind and true. And I feel like $1 million when I'm with you.
Up next, Minister says over 4,000 living with diabetes, many undiagnosed, and weak trough expected to increase shower activity. These and more stories when To It For News returns.
Life is unpredictable, and when a storm is coming, having a plan can make all the difference.
We need a plan in case of a hurricane. Everyone, let's work together on this.
This is where we go in case if we need to evacuate. This is safe away from flood zones.
I will use this room as our secure space if we have to stay home.
Don't forget to save our local contacts and also our off-island contacts.
Right, and we need to have a plan for our pets too. They can't go to shelters, so we need a safe place for them.
In case we get separated, we should have a meeting spot. How about the community center?
That's good, and we can leave a note there too.
I feel safe knowing we have a plan.
With a plan, you're not just preparing for the worst, you're taking control of the situation. A message from the Department of Disaster Management and 284 Media.
Just give me my service. Yeah.
Just give me my service.
Just give me my service.
Make the switch to CCT and get connected today. Unlimited talk, text, and data. Visit any CCT store or call us at 444-4444. CCT, Life Unlimited.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Health Minister Vincent Wheatley is urging residents of all ages to get screened for diabetes as the territory marked World Diabetes Day 2025, warning that the disease affects more than 4,000 people in the Virgin Islands, many of them undiagnosed. Minister of Health Vincent Wheatley has called on residents, regardless of age, to get screened for diabetes. Minister Wheatley's calls comes as the Virgin Islands joins the global community in observing World Diabetes Day 2025 under the theme Diabetes Across Life Stages. In a statement, the minister said this year's theme highlights the reality that diabetes affects people from all walks of life. It does not discriminate, affecting individuals of every age, gender, and background, from the youngest children to the most senior citizens. He said that is why it calls for a unified and comprehensive response from all of them. The health minister stated that diabetes remains one of the most significant health challenges affecting the territory and the wider Caribbean. He said it is estimated that more than 4,000 people in the Virgin Islands are living with diabetes, many of whom are still undiagnosed. Minister Weasley noted that through the Ministry of Health and Social Development, the government remains steadfast in its commitment to preventing diabetes, strengthening early detection, and ensuring equitable access to care and treatment for all who need it. The health minister said they are working diligently to expand community-based programs, including the BVI Moves initiative, to help more residents understand their risk and take early action, strengthening primary healthcare services to deliver timely diagnosis, treatment, and follow-up care, ensuring consistent availability of essential medicines and insulin across health facilities, promoting healthy lifestyle education in schools, workplaces, and communities, and supporting tools such as the BVI Eat Well Guide and Read Loud campaign, as well as supporting persons who are living with diabetes through counseling, nutrition guidance, and self-management programs. According to the minister, these efforts reflect the national commitment to a life course approach that supports good health from childhood through adulthood into senior years. Minister Wheatley also said that the goal is to treat diabetes while empowering every person in the territory to live well, promote prevention, and support healthy life choices at every stage of life. He has called on families, schools, churches, and community groups to serve as champions for healthy living, inspiring and supporting one another in making healthier choices. Meanwhile, President of the BVI Diabetes Association, Dr. Charlene Lewis, said they are focusing on diabetes in the workplace. Dr. Lewis stated that efforts are geared at making workplaces a more diabetic-friendly environment, one that would reduce the threat of disease.
So what we want is that for persons who are living with diabetes, that they feel more comfortable being able to share their condition with other persons. Whether it is that they have to tell other people because if they end up in an urgent or emergency situation, that they can be properly cared for, that they don't feel any stigma attached to them sharing their diagnosis. Also, if the workplace can be more health friendly. So, whether it is that they get involved in different activities together, the way they eat at the office, those kind of things really help somebody who is living with diabetes to live healthier. And of course, to promote healthier living within the workplace for those who are not living with diabetes, to prevent them from becoming diabetic as well. We know that 9 out of 10 persons with diabetes actually have type 2 diabetes, which is the more acquired type of diabetes. It's not the one that persons are usually born with. It does come about very often because of poor lifestyle, bad health choices. So we're trying as best we can to help persons to educate themselves about healthier decisions. And this year we would really like business places to focus on how they can make a healthier environment for their employees. One of the reasons that this is being focused on is because 7 out of 10 people who are living with diabetes are actually of working age. And diabetes is a disease that when it's not properly managed, so if the person feels uncomfortable taking their medication at work, for example, or, they don't want to stray away from the bad eating habits at the office to be singled out, and their diabetes is not well managed, that is actually going to lead to less productivity because they're going to have more sick days. They're not going to be inherently productive. They're going to have a lot more brain fog, and so productivity for the company on a whole goes down. So it really is within the best interest of the company to support persons living with diabetes and to create an environment that does not promote diabetes.
In weather, a weak trough approaching from the east is expected to bring a high chance of showers overnight. Tonight, conditions will become partly cloudy to cloudy, increasing to a 60% chance of overnight showers as the trough moves through the area. Winds will blow generally from the east at 6 to 12 miles per hour, with speeds expected to increase into the night. Seas remain moderate at 4 to 5 feet and are said to be suitable for marine activities. Sunrise tomorrow is at 6:26 a.m. And that's it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for updates at 284media.com, like us on Facebook at 284media, and 284BVI on Instagram and X, formerly Twitter. I am Jaco Wooding Donovan, bringing you to the end of today's newscast. I'll see you again tomorrow. Have yourself a safe and enjoyable evening. Goodbye.